Finally, our guest speaker, veteran of the U.S. Air Force and U.S. Navy, a retired detective lieutenant of the Nutley Police Force, author of 2 books on community policing, retired U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander, and former Civil Air Patrol cadet, the Commissioner of Public Affairs for the Township of Nutley, Commissioner Steve Rogers. Talk about
you, the parents, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, those of you who are here tonight, and many who are not here tonight, you are in fact the heart, the spirit, and the soul of the United States of America. I had the opportunity in the 1960s to be a cadet, just like you, in the Civil Air Patrol. It was the Bloomfield Squadron, not far from here. But I gotta tell you something. When I was a cadet in the Civil Air Patrol, I learned of things that I would have never learned in school. I learned of things that I would have never learned from a textbook. I learned of teamwork. I learned what teamwork was. I learned what character is. I learned what devotion to God and country is. And I learned, most importantly, which ended up being one of the most important parts of my life, what leadership is. And that's what you're learning. And that's where you're heading. You will indeed, as one of your officers said earlier, and never underestimate what I'm about to share with you, cadets, you are indeed the future of this country. You are the future leaders of the United States of America. That is exactly where you're headed. You're perhaps going to be headed in places that I have been and that I am going. I'm going to tell you something. I was not a football star or a baseball star or a great athlete in school. And to be frank with you, I wasn't an A student. I was a C student. I was struggling in my textbooks, struggling in my academics. I was just one of those guys that was struggling. Never made it really to the top of the world until I did one thing at that age. Until I became a proud member of one of the most elite, dynamic organizations in the United States of America, and that organization was named the Civil Air Patrol. And it was from my work with the Civil Air Patrol, the organization that taught me teamwork, that taught me character, that taught me a strong belief in God and country and what this United States of America flag represents. It was from that where I was able to succeed as a non-commissioned officer in the United States Air Force, as a commissioned officer in the United States Navy, working 23 years in the Office of Naval Intelligence and retiring 3 years ago. It was from that work in the Civil Air Patrol that I was able to impart to my son and my daughters, and my son especially, who was a United States Marine and served with the gunny sergeant in Iraq. It was from those things that I learned in the Civil Air Patrol. Not in school, not on a football field, nowhere else but in an organization like this that you sit here and stand here tonight. That's where success came from.
Because our previous First Sergeant, Cadet Second Lieutenant Yusuf Abu Bakr, become a cadet officer, will be honored tonight as well. We now need to appoint a new First Sergeant. Our new First Sergeant is Cadet Master Sergeant Evan Schroer. So I need you to come back, Major Birchwell and Lieutenant DeMarco. And we need Master Sergeant Schroer.
Yeah, Master Sergeant Schroer, reporting as already served.
now present the Air Force Association Award for Outstanding CAP Cadet to First Sergeant, Cadet Master Sergeant Edward Schroer. As a new cadet, Cadet Schroer adapted quickly, mastering basic drill and proper uniform wear. Served in our 2013 Color Guard, and has become a valuable leader and mentor to new cadets. The award is presented by Lieutenant Colonel Steve Rito.
Okay, Sergeant Schroer, front and center, please. All three of these?
Oh, just this one.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, Master Sergeant Schroer, point is ordered, sir.
For those who are new to the program, Air Force Association sounds very formal, very official, but it is a civilian operation in full support of the U.S. Air Force, worldwide, of course, and doing excellent things for anyone that is involved with Air Force. Besides the rest of it, they are a great voice on the Hill, as they like to say, in Washington. They sort of keep an eye on what goes on in government. And we're delighted to award this citation, recognition of outstanding achievement in leadership and academic standing in the Civil Air Patrol. And from a personal standpoint, I'm delighted to see a new name. Finally, it seems to me that we were perennially honoring the same people, and not that they didn't deserve it, but they're here. Congratulations, Shar.